What is good, everybody, and happy Friday. We made it. Doing something unusual today. I'm recording this video in the morning because I recorded this video yesterday afternoon, but I was pretty out of it and it was pretty slow because, okay, here's what the game plan was. This was supposed to be the 30-day Street Fighter 6 video check-in where I have played and practiced for 30 days. Spoiler alert, I didn't play and practice for 30 days, but I want to do more editing. I want to put more effort into that video. And yesterday, things went in a totally different direction. Before my normal job, sometimes I go for a mountain bike ride, just a quick little 45-minute cool trail loop that I've done hundreds and hundreds of times. And on the way down at around, maybe I even have footage from one of the previous runs. This isn't from the crash, but just a previous time I've done it. Right about here, a big bug went in my shirt. And I was an idiot, and I don't know why, but I reached off of the handlebars while descending to get the bug and just went over the bars. Big OTB crash, popped my left shoulder out. I'm totally torn up. I've popped my shoulders out quite a bit over the years. If you're like a long-time channel viewer, you may remember that. So it went back in instantly, but gosh, it's such a pain. Like, basically now for the next 2-3 weeks, I got to keep the arm all stabilized, all in a sling, and then just sort of miss out on some of the best weeks of the year for mountain biking, right as the weather's getting cool. But hey, stuff happens. And I was thinking about it, like, why would I make such a silly mistake? Hey, accidents happen, of course, but like, I typically don't crash. Like, I keep it within my limits for sure. This was just a stupid mistake. And all I can think is I've been going pretty hard lately. Last 4 or 5 months, I have just been going real hard. Normal job work, then normal like life chores and things, and then working on YouTube from like 9 to 11. And I've been kind of going at this pace for quite a while now, and I'm tired. And I could definitely say this might be a sign of overload. I think it's easy to miss these signs, especially when you're packing your day so quickly that you don't do a check-in with yourself. You know, fatigue, irritability, and then the big one, poor decision making, are usually big red flags. And yeah, the mountain bike crash is probably one of those. So I think this ties in really well. We'll use this video as the prelude to the Street Fighter 6 video, because honestly, what happened was I played and practiced. My goal was to play and practice a little bit of Street Fighter 6 each day, like 30 minutes. And for the first 2 weeks, I did really well. Like, it happened. It really was cool, and a lot of progress was made. For context, the best I've ever been in Street Fighter was like silver in Street Fighter 5. I've never really been that good. I played a little bit of Third Strike, then I played quite a bit of Street Fighter 4, but it was just with my good friend M. Vito. I really didn't do much online. I never really learned the game, never really got that good, but I did enjoy the basics, and I kind of learned just the ultra fundamentals of Shoto characters. So I come into Street Fighter 5, love it, really enjoy it, start progressing, but every time I start to get on a roll, I fall off. It's the kind of game where if you want to make progress, you have to practice regularly. So here we go, Street Fighter 6, I pick it up at Christmas, pick Ken, and immediately this game is resonating with me. Like, for whatever reason, the mechanics, everything, I really like it, and was able to work my way up to gold with Ken, which was surprising to me. I definitely wasn't gold level. I think I had a lot of favorable matches when it came to the matchmaking, but I was pretty happy I put the game down. So coming into this challenge, I hadn't played in like 5-6 months, and just through daily practice, watching guides, trying to improve, I made it up into platinum, and I was freaking so excited. I'm still excited, but I quickly realized 2 weeks into that whole thing, there is no way I can practice this game every single day for 30 minutes. I do not have the time to really commit, and it was starting to become a drain because there's just other priorities. You know, if you're over committed, if you're spread too thin, you can sort of become a jack of all trades and a master at none. And I have a lot of different hobbies. I know many of you do too, but I had to sort of look at myself and go, do I really care enough to put in the time? And ultimately, I wasn't having as much fun when I was treating it more like an instrument, like this pursuit. I just enjoyed Street Fighter more when I didn't have to treat it as such. And so I think it's really important to eliminate some of the stuff that, right, could be taking up too much of your time. And maybe things that you need to just reassess how it fits. Doesn't mean you get rid of it altogether, because yeah, it was sort of funny to me. I'm like, there's just no way I can keep doing YouTube videos at the same level and try to practice Street Fighter and try and do all the other stuff that I'm wanting to do. And this is the shift that I'm going to try and make here. I need to see rest as a priority and not as a reward. It's not something that you earn after grinding all day. It needs to be a part of the routine. Because proper rest and sleep, that lead to better decision making. That will resonate across the board with everything that you do. And a lot of times I felt like, no, I can't rest until I do and complete these things, these big tasks that I've set for myself. There's a really cool exercise called the ideal schedule that I saw on a YouTube video from Ali Abdal, who's a productivity YouTuber. I think he has a book, Feel Good Productivity. And you basically take a week and you look at a calendar and you essentially define if you had a perfect week with nothing out of the ordinary, no big mountain bike crashes, no giant new meetings at work, whatever. What does that week look like? How would you spend your time block and build it all out? And reference that with all the goals that you have on the table right now. So for me, I'm trying to practice piano again. Definitely still trying to hit my 3 videos a week for YouTube and grow and improve my skills as a creator. Continue the real life job, try and work in some, physical activity in there. And before you know it, you start looking at the calendar and you go, there's way more things that I want to do and have goals for than there is time available. And so you maybe have to move some of the goals off the front burner and onto the back burner. You may have to shift some things down the road. Maybe not this year, maybe not this month, right? And that's ultimately what was happening with Street Fighter, trying to practice and play every day. I can absolutely play Street Fighter a couple times a week, but I just don't have what it takes right now with my schedule and all these things to dedicate 30, 45 minutes a day to it. I just don't, not if I'm trying to continue to keep YouTube videos going like this. And I think it's totally good to remember rest is super important. Single tasking over multitasking. It's really important to focus on just one thing at a time. It's shown multitasking does not work, right? We ultimately end up doing all tasks not as effectively. When attention is divided, it's easy to miss important details. And frankly, that totally could have contributed to my accident. I should have just stopped the bike and gotten the bug out of my shirt. I don't know why. It's so silly. Anyway, I will do a full deep dive on the entire experience with Street Fighter 6. I'm excited to talk about like leverless and stick and all of these things that I've learned playing the game over the last few years. But for today, I just wanted to encourage you, maybe you need to take a step back, add a little more rest into your routine, and maybe pull a few things off of the burners so you can just have a little bit less on your plate. Thanks so much for watching. Hope everybody has a great weekend ahead, and I will see you again on Monday.